I just sip my drink and pose for the photos. Die for my friends, mix liquor with the soda. Low key mobbing, heart grown colder. Live for the moment, die when I'm older.
Knowledge.
It's energy, nigga.
Wait, where's my camera? Oh, here we
Did
go.
you say live?
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, now Technicolor Rainbow Between. It's your boy Trey Proper.
It's your boy Weekend Herb.
I'm sorry, it had like an after. It hit me after.
Oh, what a
My
snap.
bad. What's up, y'all? Can't take a shot, Rita. That's me.
And I am your proud papa, your hero of the blurty masses. I'm back. I was gone for a minute. Now I'm back with the jump off. Ish. Your one and only hero, Rick Stroh.
I really do look stupid
Hey,
with
that
these
little cat.
pink ass bright.
Okay. Thank you guys for joining us here on Blerds and Whiskey Live. We got a great show as always lined up for you. This week, I am partaking in a tasty beverage of none other than whiskey and ginger. Actually, the whiskey that I'm drinking is a Shildag. I don't know how to say that name. I know I screwed it up. Shildag. Yeah, single malt whiskey, but I'm doing that with ginger ale. That's what I'm drinking today in my nice mug.
I'm C-Rock boying it up. So I got Ciroc apple and cranberry juice. Cran apple mix. Tastes delicious.
Product placement.
Oh, it's my turn. Shit. Cam not being here is throwing me off. Miss Petty, sorry, not being here is throwing me off. Okay. I'm drinking Jose in my little shot glass. And then I'm
Cuervo.
also
Cuervo.
Jose Cuervo and these little babies. It's a tequila. And then I'm also drinking a Bellini.
Oh shit. I love a good peach Bellini. That's one of my favorite flavors of candle from Bath and Body Works. I this week have made a Douce Colada. I was supposed to make it a couple weeks ago, but I decided to make it this week. Douce. And I rimmed the glass with a little bit of blue curacao, and then I topped it off with a
You rim it?
I rimmed it.
You rimmed
I
it?
washed it.
Hey,
I said rim. Excuse me. And also, if you guys can't tell, I've got a microphone. That's why my voice is so melodious and coming through loud and clearly.
Oh, Barry White ass nigga.
Listen, I got tired of looking at the show or looking at playbacks and Trey's voice being the only one that gives a good credence to this family voice. Like we all got voices. Like, hey, I gotta let mine shine or something. I gotta let mine come out. So now you up here, baby.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'll allow
Fat
that.
ass hand. or
Mr. 38 bit.
or glistening cheeks.
Mr. 38 bit.
Stop. I can't with two of us on here doing that. No, no, we got to get your old mic back.
Lagrange is asking a question about your mug, Mr. Proper.
Yes, you can get this mug from Blerds and Whiskey shop on Etsy. It is a frosty glass mug for beer. You can get all your Blerds and Whiskey merch. What kind of merch we got, Herb?
We have caps, hoodies, barbecue aprons, backpacks, hoochie daddy shorts. We also have playing cards and more. So be sure to go on to Blerds Whiskey shop on Etsy. And let's start on those church announcements. So for starters, guys, there was a trailer that just came out this week. It's a new animated movie of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But here's the thing. It actually has a great cast, in my opinion. You got Jackie Chan, Seth Rogen, John Cena, Ice Cube, Giancarlo Esposito, Hannibal Buress, Paul Rudd, and Maya Rudolph. Oh, and by the way, Post Malone's on it too. But yeah, what are your thoughts on this movie?
Hey, don't
I'm excited about this. Go ahead.
What'd you say, Rick?
No, go ahead, Trey. My bad. I got you. I can say.
I was just gonna say I'm extremely excited about this. I love the Ninja Turtles. I've actually started to go back and watch a couple of the comics explained videos on them on YouTube just to catch up on the lore and remind myself of things that have happened.
We
But
lost
yeah,
it.
I'm
Can I kick it? Can I kick it?
But yeah, it's I'm looking forward to it. Who's actually voicing the turtles? That's what I was looking for.
They're kids. I think
kids.
one of them who was playing Michelangelo. I think he was on like Nickelodeon show.
Shannon Brown.
Yeah, all of them
Nicholas
are
Kent,
most part
playing
kids.
Leonardo.
So I like how they actually made it a actual thing to have teenagers as the actual voices instead of just having grown people with voices. So it gives them time to actually like build the character over years to come if that's the case. So,
and it also has that Into the Spider-Verse animation style, which looks really good. I really like that about the trailer. Also, doesn't Post Malone look like meth and weed had a baby and it gave birth to a flesh-colored booger
with no bath soap at all?
How does meth and weed have a how does that?
All right, I'm glad you asked.
How does
Meth is the man because meth is the more gruff and rougher type of drug, whereas weed is the more sensual, elegant drug, and it's the woman. Therefore, you know what I mean. They were out at a club. You know what I mean. They were out at a country western club because weed likes to step out and go to different places. So weed was out at a country western club, and then meth comes along, and it's just like, hey, this person looks really gruff, but I can see that they have a heart of gold. So we was just like, you know what? I'm gonna give this thing a chance, and you know what I mean. Boom, bam, boom. They did the no pants dance. They played a game called Just for a Minute, just to see how it feels. And next thing you know, Post Malone is born. So there you go. You're welcome.
Follow up behind that. Like, what the fuck? What the hell do we say next? And
I got it.
Cocaine was the best man.
Yes, actually.
I mean, hey.
So cocaine is actually the non-binary party of this. Cocaine is the one that just happens to, you know what I mean?
He got him.
No.
Only a little bit.
No. I just can't fuck with my storytelling ability.
1 second. So I gotta say this. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, basically what Trey said. That part. that part.
So the movie comes out August 4th of this year. And speaking of cocaine, has anybody seen the latest movie that came out about a week or so ago? Cocaine Bear.
No, you're the only person to pay for that.
No, I can't. No.
Go read it. Go ahead.
No. He's not the only one. And I regret to inform you all that I did go watch the movie as well. And I fell asleep because I had one too many edibles. So I don't recall the movie at all.
Okay.
After like the introduction.
Okay, so
yeah. So technically it's all me.
So here's the deal. It actually wasn't a bad movie. Contrary to the other movie. No, let me finish.
I'm gonna let you. I'm not saying nothing. Go ahead. Keep going.
Contrary to the other movies such as The Meg and Sharknado, this was not like some bullshit ass movie put together. It actually had some substance, but it also was like a movie that you need to turn your brain off. Yeah, I know I sound like I contradicted myself. I just did. But it actually is a really bloody, really good movie. Out of the 5, I'd rate it a 4. It actually was very entertaining. A lot of gore. I'm not even gonna pay you any attention, Lillian. But continuing on, it was a bloody.
Don't acknowledge her.
It's a bloody movie that was a bloody great.
So Herb, usually here at Blerds and Whiskey, we have a scale that we measure them on. It's based on the. If you would hold up a little bit of your merch right there, just hold that up. How many of that piece of merchandise would you give this movie?
I would say 4 out of 5. It was very fun. It was a fun movie to watch.
So I don't know if I would give it that many shots because I fell asleep on it. So because I fell asleep on it, I'm going to
You would
give
give
it.
it one edible.
I would give it a half a shot.
I will tell you this:
of this.
if you and this is the cheap plug for them, go ahead and check out what's the name, Code 45. They did an awesome review on it.
So
They really thought it was great too.
I haven't seen the movie, but because Ray Liotta is in it, I would give it 3 out of 5 shots as Ray Liotta's last performance, which is crazy to me. And also, O'Shea Jackson Jr. at this point is just doing side quests for movie roles. Like that's pretty much what he's doing. So if anybody knows anything, Cocaine Bear is actually based on true events. There was an actual bear in the 70s that found
85.
found a cocaine drop and ate it, but he instantly died. So it's not really.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Like
I was about to say that bear would have died.
No, it was based off of true events, not an actual true story. But
it wasn't, the bear wasn't actually rampaging around. Essentially, the bear was just like, the bear had a weekend at Bernie's moment and just got burned out. But there are true events that could be an indirect sequel to this that are happening right now in real life. So if any of you guys are familiar with the former narco Pablo Escobar, who if you watched Narcos season 1 or if you know anything about any type of history, Pablo Escobar made billions of dollars trafficking cocaine in the 80s and 90s before he was executed by the DEA. But anyway, Pablo was extravagant with his purchases, and he essentially had a zoo. And right now in Colombia, even to this day in 2023, the Colombian government is having an issue dealing with his hippopotami that basically he bought there that are not indigenous to Colombia at all, and they're fucking up the ecosystem, and they can't control them. So, I mean, again, hey, I can help write the script for Cocaine Hippos. Like, this needs to happen.
So wait, I literally just found this out. There is a documentary on the hippos in Colombia.
Mm-hmm.
A full-fledged Pablo Escobar's hippos on National Geographic's dead ass.
This has been a problem for a long time.
I'm just
hold
on a second. Hippos are the most dangerous fucking animals in the world. Why the fuck do you keep going?
What you got, Trey?
I mean, they're dangerous. Yes, I wouldn't say the most dangerous.
No, it is. Is it a fact? It is a fact that they're the most dangerous animals.
Okay, if they're not in your home, like you got to go to where their habitat is to be fucking with them. They're territorial.
They don't have a natural habitat in Colombia, so they had to create.
Exactly.
No, in Colombia. So the ones in Colombia that just rolling up in fucking bordellos and shit, yeah, they wreck and shop. You can't stop them, and they could stop a fucking bullet. They so much blubber, and they don't have a natural predator there. There's no lions to pick off the little ones, so they don't get too
can't
big.
Fuck with them. I've seen enough National Geographics.
That's why I made the statement to pick off the little ones.
I'm just saying it in my head like out loud. It's just like.
Hey, remember years ago, Robot Chicken did like fake movie trailers, and they did one for Hungry Hippos because they were talking about how all of these board games be made. Like, again, it's out there for this to be written. Like, I actually have ideas floating around my head as far as rampaging cocaine hippos. You know what I mean? Like, also just randomly just make him like eat somebody, and he gets like a leather jacket that like gets on him. So it's like this badass 80s hippo that's on cocaine. And it's just running around Colombia, just massacring shit. That shit will be dope as fuck. I need this movie.
If it's anything like Cocaine Bear, I'm down to watch it. I just want to know why this shit is the actual true thing. But moving on to another true thing that's about to happen, Jonathan Majors is about to be playing Dennis Rodman in the upcoming flick 48 Hours in Vegas. And if you don't know what this is about, I mean, it literally is in the title. Jonathan,
go watch episode. Watch Last Dance. The 6th episode of that documentary is all about Dennis Rodman's 48 Hours of Vegas.
It just a quick synopsis of it. Dennis Rodman said, "I need a little break." He went up to what's the name? What's the coach's name?
Hold on. Can I help you?
Go ahead.
Literally in the middle of the fucking finals, in a playoff run that the Bulls were on, Dennis Rodman goes, "I'm burnt out. I need a break." Goes to Scotty, Michael, and Phil Jackson, says, hey, I just need 48 hours to go blow off some steam. That was the beginning of it. I'm just gonna give you the beginning and the end. The end of it is Michael and Scotty going to Vegas and pulling this dude out of a hotel room in Vegas after he married Carmen Electra.
Embarrassed. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
Y'all
happened.
don't remember when he married
right, I
Carmen
forgot
Electra?
that.
Wedding dress.
Yes.
No,
He
it's yeah. That actually happened. And here's
But
the thing,
how's this
because
gonna work?
Jonathan
Like
Majors
Dennis Rodman is 6'10". Like, how's this gonna work out?
Here's the thing.
Jonathan Majors is my height.
Here's the
He
thing.
had a
No,
Mary J.
oh,
Blige
stop.
wig on.
That's a
He had
fucking
that
lie,
like
Trey.
old school Mary J. Blige wig on and the wedding dress. Y'all remember that?
Trey.
Yes, I remember.
Trey,
Ignoring
that is
her.
a fucking
Ignoring
lie.
her.
That
Ignoring
is a
her.
fucking lie,
So-
Trey.
Hey, we will look
So-
this shit up right now. How tall is Jonathan Majors, motherfucker? How tall is he?
He's 6'1". He's 6'1".
He's what?
But he's
6'1".
6'1".
He's 5'11". Okay.
Yeah, but they be lying in Hollywood. They don't really be that damn
Exactly.
tall.
Yeah, I was about to say this in that Lakers show that just happened on
They
HBO.
said
they
that
had an actor
Tyrese
who-
was 6'1" or 6'2". When I met Tyrese, we was staring each other in the eye. Tyrese every bit of 5'9".
Hold on. Y'all wasn't staring each other in the eye because that nigga forehead was extending a little bit.
Yeah, but Journey Smollett is like 5'2", 5'3".
Yo, Tyrese looked
He's
at
little.
you and was just like, and you was like, we the same height.
Not
That nigga
that
looked at you
little,
and was
but
like,
she's little.
congratulations. What more do you want from me? Anyway, the way Jonathan Majors has been losing himself in these roles, I can't wait to see him embody Dennis Rodman. It's going to be amazing. I ain't worried about the height thing. Hollywood can listen. Sylvester Stallone is 5'6", and they've been making him look like he's tall for years. So
They've been claiming that The Rock is like 6'4", 6'5" for years. The Rock is probably 6'1". He's probably 6'1", 6'2" in real life.
I don't know. That nigga Simone.
Rock is a big boy.
I was about to say Simone is dangerous. Anyway,
Yeah.
move on.
Rock is 6'5".
Okay.
Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors is both 6 foot. So.
Moving on to the last church announcement. Disney Plus, in honor of Women's History Month, put out Empower. It's a new docuseries on Disney Plus. Empower salutes the Marvel women on and off screen who have brought the MCU icon heroes to life. So I saw that they actually have 5 episodes up. I'm not sure if it's going by season or not, but I know they're going over a few of them this year. I don't know if it's going to be a normal thing every year or whatever, but it's something to check out. Thoughts?
Go ahead, Trey. My bad.
We probably well, no, we're not going to say the same thing. I mean, yes, this is sure. Yes, give the women their flowers. Do what you got to do. But it's more pandering. I'm not really interested in watching it. Give me more content, more work on that, and then I'll watch that. But I'm not going to watch you guys sit back and wax poetic about what you've done already in the past 10 years. We've been watching it. That's just, and it's nothing derogatory. It's just how I feel about it.
So this is produced by Brie Larson. This is one. So the funny thing about it is a lot of people that sign with Marvel get these like secret projects that they get to work on and create and things like that. This seems like I haven't had a chance to sit down and actually watch it. It seemed interesting. I want to see I'm more so interested in the behind the scenes stuff. Like, for some reason, I just feel like Denai Guerrero is walking around set trying to arm wrestle people. She just gives me that vibe. Like, it's just like, step up and get beat down. But also, this also kind of leads me into something that I didn't really bring up with you guys, but I kind of want to talk about it a little bit. There has been, so when Black Widow was released on Disney Plus, there was that whole back and forth with Scarlett Johansson suing Disney about rights and stuff like that. But once everything was rectified and fixed, they was alluded to that she was going to get a producer credit on a secret project that was coming in the near future. It turns out the scuttlebutt right now is that secret project is a Nomad movie starring Chris Evans and Scarlett Johansson, where it takes place in the 3 years between Civil War and Infinity War, and it's about those secret Avengers of Black Widow, Nomad, who is Captain America without the insignia and no allegiance to America, Falcon, and Wanda's dumbass running around there for some reason. But so how do you guys feel about a Nomad project that possibly could start shooting in 2024?
I'm for the Marvel content. My question is it going to be a show or a movie?
That was my question. Like, is this going to be a movie or a show? To me, it seems like it makes more sense to be a show.
Yeah.
So, Trey, you about to say something? I'm sorry.
Give me a movie. Give me a movie. Get it quick and done with. I think they might have missed the mark to go back and tell.
Yeah,
those
I feel
stories
like
based
too
on
much
the
time has passed.
Yeah.
So to give us a drawn out 7 to 8 episodes on something that's already passed, we already know the conclusion to.
But you just said, give me a movie. Now you want an episode?
I was saying I don't want to see an episode. I don't want to see it as a series. I want to see it as a movie. Get it done and get it over with if you're going to do it.
So they're talking about it being a show, but I think the heavy hitters that they're talking about, because essentially they're talking about, except for Chris Hemsworth, they're talking about everybody from the original 6 being involved with this. I think it would be too big a production and too many names for a show. I think it kind of would have to be a movie. But I don't know. I'm interested by it because I've always liked the Nomad stories. Nomad more embodies who Steve Rogers is than Captain America, in my opinion, than the Captain America moniker. Because I mean, like a lot of people like get caught up in the symbolism of America, and that's who he stands for, and that's not who Captain America is at all. Like I always say, Captain America is always going to be more Black Lives Matter than All Lives Matter. And if you guys don't know that, please go and look up the actual stories. But so I don't know. I'm very interested in this. I want to see where they go with it. Yeah.
Also a few things that we want to bring up. First off, for starters, it's con season around the corner. We will be going to HNIC Con June the 23rd and 24th in Philly. And also, we will be going to BlerdCon, which is July 7th and 8th of this year. So be sure to get your tickets, and we'll be able to see you out there at both those cons.
And I will not be dressing up in Black Fade cosplay. I can't do the fairy thing. I'm not doing it. Sorry.
Why not?
It's perfectly fine.
Why not? Why not? You just put on some wings and some glitter. That's it.
Nigga, can you imagine my 6'5" ass looking like Link?
If Dennis Rodman can do it, you can do it.
Pass.
She said if Dennis Rodman was in a dress, you can do the damn thing.
Pass.
Literally, you know, and just don't think of it as you're being effeminate. Like you were getting dressed up as a black male fairy. You can do it. I think we should all do it.
Fairy and Rick don't go together. I just can't do it. I'm okay. I'm good. I'm gonna show up in my regular nigga regalia, and I'm going to have all the nerdy conversations.
You can do that. You can do that and get like the fairy ears and be in theme.
Thank you.
You could be a Southeast fairy.
You'll be the
fairy from the Southeast.
You know what? I'm gonna order
the talk of the con.
I'm gonna order a Compton shirt from Marathon, Nipsey Hussle store in LA. I'm gonna get some fairy ears, and I'm gonna G-walk the whole time.
That works.
I'm gonna walk around the con like this with fairy ears on.
But you mean fey walk? You're gonna fey walk the whole time.
No, that's gonna be the dance.
You gonna be nice.
Yo, hey, I just got an idea. I could do a crip walk where I pull some fairy dust and throw it on the ground, and then
playing fuck Donald Trump.
You know what? I think y'all got it. I think y'all made it.
You know, fae doesn't necessarily mean fairies. You could be you could be elven. You could be more like Pan and be more magical of a creature. You don't have to wear the wings. You could do the ears.
Magical Rick.
I'm just
don't do that hand motion. Don't do that hand motion. I don't like any of it. I don't know. Stop doing this. Nigga doing Prince.
Think about all the cool fairies you know, right? Or elves you know, right? Think about that. Think about it.
Willow.
Hey.
First of all, my favorite fae or fae adjacent is my man Orlando Bloom that played what's his face?
He was an elf.
I know him. I fell in love. That's all I needed to know. That's when my list of white boys started growing. He was the very first name on the list. I was like, okay.
The arrow nigga from the Hobbit movies. You know,
Yeah.
Your
My
best
man's-
friend over on YouTube says Rick should do it. You can call him Blink or Chain or with jazz hands. And Drizzy J Popcorn. Shout out Drizzy J Popcorn over on Twitch. Always showing up for us from Trap Nerds Podcast. Check them out. He says BlurCon is my Z Day. So you know he gonna show up in all his favorite Galia.
What's the Z? What's Z Day? What that mean? Somebody tell me. I'm old.
I'm not gonna say it.
It
I don't
is,
even what I think. I'm not saying that.
Somebody put it.
Hey, Trey, tell us 'cause we don't know. We a little old.
I was about to
I
say,
guess.
hey, Dre, translate your gang talk. We're all civilized here. Comic books on YouTube says somebody can be the Will Smith character in the Bright movie. You're right. I could do that and walk around slapping the shit out of everybody.
Can't just be beating
Oh,
fairies up.
No. I am not shaving my beard at all. I'm not shaving my beard.
Hey,
who said
you know what? Real
shaving the
quick,
beard?
also.
No, what you should do is braid it and put some like beads on it for the fade day situation so that you could be very, one with the earth. That's what you should do.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if it worked for Thor, shit.
All right, what's the next segment?
That's it. That's all.
And it would be fire. It would be so fire too, because you got the right hair. All right, so that's it for the is that it for church announcements?
Yeah.
So let's get on to the mess of it all, for the tidy tea of it all. Let's get into the pop culture. Let's get into the foolishness. So I've been on the Instagram streets and I saw a very interesting article pop up about informants. So it gave me First 48, a nigga with a Coca-Cola, just spilling his guts vibe, right? And so I found out that the median income for informants is anywhere between $70,000 and $83,000. Now, some are a little less and some are a little bit more. But would you snitch on your homies? Would you break the code and tell it all for, let's just say, $80,000? Trey?
Let's go in order.
Come to me first.
Let's go in order.
Trey.
Go in order.
Damn well my broke ass gonna snitch. I'm snitching every chance I get. You can't trust me. You can't, no, don't do shit around me. It's that simple. Because if I'm getting paid $80,000,
as a Maryland resident, you would get $78,000, which pretty much translates to $37.90 something per hour.
I would take it.
Go ahead, Herb. Go ahead, Herb.
I'm damn. My code says hell no, but I mean, but for $37 an hour, goddamn. Y'all niggas better be on y'all best behavior around me.
Says I don't make $80K in 2 years. See.
I mean, shit.
Listen.
Nigga, I got vacation I want to go on, so that's my vacation.
Listen, y'all are ridiculous. All right, that is ridiculous. My homie code would never let me do something like this. I'm not snitching on nobody for no $78,000 to $80,000 a year. I would never do that. I would never say that it was Ron Terrius that was stealing cars back in January in Sea Pleasant from the hours of 12 a.m. to 5 a.m. I would never say that Jason was in Bowie breaking into houses back 2 years ago. I would never do that. I would never give up nobody for no money. I'm not doing that. I'm a real G. I'm gonna represent the set that always hangs around in South Waldorf on the weekends from Fridays in the St. Mary's Mall parking lot planning on new schemes. I would never tell these things. What are y'all talking about? I'm representing. I'm putting on for my people. I don't do shit like that.
Hey, Rick, I just saw that you got a Cash App for about like $37. Care to explain?
Anyway, moving on.
Not quite, but I thought it was interesting, right? Because this lists every state or even territory, but it doesn't list Washington, D.C. It's not on the list.
So you know what that means?
So basically, if you're going to snitch in D.C., you're doing it for free. So you
No. It don't list DC because DC probably got the highest rate. DC, they probably making $100K to snitch. Listen, I promise you, I'll be like The Rock in Pain and Gain in that court scene. I'll be on the stand pointing and go back and sit in between them niggas and look like, man, y'all going to jail.
I did good, right? I
So
did good.
one part I found very interesting, right? It's like outside of Miami, right? Because that's a high traffic area, aka Florida. Their rate for snitching in Florida is, give me a second.
I'm so curious with this one
There
because
is there's no Florida on this list.
hold on, out of all the
What?
places, Florida.
Florida. Oh wait, no, Florida. They have the cheapest rate. Well, one of the cheapest rate is 60,000.
Man, get
So
the
my
fuck-
part is like that's one of like the main hubs where like bullshit happens and you gonna pay these people the least amount of money. That's the part that I'm like, wow, okay, is it worth it in Florida? Just saying.
not for no
Period.
what because it has what's the name? Because the tax rate is income tax is off. I mean that's the reason why.
No, the hourly salary is $29.14,
Okay.
which equates to a little over $60,000 per
Nah,
year.
that-
I mean, if I could do it part-time remote, I would do it.
I'm gonna tell you why I wouldn't do it in
If I
Florida.
could do it remotely from the safety of my own home.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it in Florida. Have y'all seen Bad Boys 2?
Yeah,
Like the Zopound is a real thing,
yeah.
and they don't give a shit about nothing. Like,
In Texas, which is like bordering also, you know, the border there, they're only getting 68K.
Nah,
They're not making this very enticing for the people that live
That's because the
near
product
those
gets trafficked
borders.
through there. Like they bringing things through there. They're not. It doesn't stay there.
Right,
They want to get it to
but
where
that's
it's
where
going.
you can
that's
catch
the most
people.
dangerous thing.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
you know what that says to me? That says to me that Ron DeSantis and Greg Abbott are cheap as shit. That's the governor of Florida and Texas, respectively. For those of you guys,
So
who
I
don't
got a question. When they give people the plea deal and they take plea deals and they tell on other people, are they getting paid for that?
Yes.
They
Yes.
should.
So when you snitch and you like get out, you get paid, and you also get like a little. You also get essentially you get like an alibi to get you back out there so that you can get some more information and tell some more.
Rick Stroh, how do you know this, Rick Stroh? How do you know why? How do you know all these
I
details?
told
Rick
you the
Stroh?
Cash App was already sent. The Cash App was already sent. So I mean,
How do you know? How you putting this on?
I watch a lot of movies.
Big Block on YouTube says, "Damn, my man just wet and dry snitching all of the same damn comment."
Shut up.
Hashtag Cameron. There's a difference between snitching and informants.
but here's the thing: Rick is like, y'all ain't gonna do shit about it anyway. So come at me.
Don't. I love my cousin. I want him to be all right. Don't challenge that. No, fuck that. He didn't even say that.
Goes a long way in Texas. I
Sometimes
guess.
Stop it.
I got kids to feed.
Do you got kids? You have kids, like plural.
I told the coach.
Okay, so checking out the comments over on YouTube. Definitely don't do in the Polk County, says Genocide Circus. Emily Wiggins says, I barely do Orlando. Okay. But those rates aren't established by the government and predates both of them. Z's Nuts on Twitch says, I'm like Cameron and paid in full. And with that pay, no wonder Rick Ross became a rapper instead, guys. Cookie Letter 37 says, but 68K goes a long way in Texas.
He's like, who? And paid in full? What'd you say?
Like Cameron.
Cameron.
Trey
I said Cameron. I said Cameron, but I know who the fuck it
you
is.
said
I was reading the
Cameron?
damn comment.
He said Cameron.
He said Cameron.
I said Cameron.
What?
And no, I've never seen Paid in Full. I've never seen Paid in Full.
This nigga here.
Wait. So you've never seen Paid in Full, and you also don't know how to pronounce his name.
I said it the right way the second
No,
time.
you
I was
didn't.
reading
You didn't say it right. No.
Cameron.
Right now,
Plenty of times I've been fucking up words.
Trey, right now on the spot. Name one Cameron song, Trey. Name one.
She gonna suck it or not?
Of course
That's
you
not
would.
even the name of the song.
Of course you would. Of course you would, Trey.
That's the only thing that came to mind. I don't listen to that shit.
Boo this man.
Fuck, I can't even quote it. I don't care about your boos. I know what makes you cheer. I don't give a fuck. Step
Who's
away,
the other
motherfuckers.
me?
I don't
I see
care.
who you
Y'all
cheer
act like
for.
y'all don't know what this is when y'all show up here. You got the one real nerdy nigga up here, and you got them motherfuckers who do other shit, okay? Don't come at me for this.
Nah, we do. You're black. You know some of this shit. This is our culture.
Roast away. Roast
I want
away.
to cry right now because we supposed to be free.
Hey.
Let's go down the list. Let's see. Name some other shit that I haven't seen.
Boys in
I
the
ain't seen
Hood.
Paid in Full. I
Boys in the
think
Hood.
I saw Choices back in the day. I saw how I got the hookup. Holler if you hear me. The Master P joint. I saw that. I remember
Who
seeing
forced you
that.
to watch it? Who forced you to watch it?
Don't say me. Don't say me. Don't say me.
You're not under me, Herb.
Okay, just making sure. Just making sure.
I know my camera awareness, motherfucker.
Do you, Trey? Because you didn't even know if your shirt was on backwards this morning. Yeah. I mean, hey, I've been pulling my car for years. So the second I'm actually gonna get a chance to use it, I'm pulling that motherfucker and throwing it like Trey used to do those index cards.
Herb, you invested because it's finally on somebody else. I ain't
Yes,
mad.
I am. I'm
Let him
going
have his
all the
time.
fuck in.
Hey, Herb said, I put the fucking head on this morning. I'm ready for war. I'm ready for war.
He said this been built up for years, my nigga. I hear you. All right.
Hey, real quick.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
I've always wanted to do something, and now that I have a microphone, I want to do it. Hot shit. All right, we can
Isn't that Nelly?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Congratulations.
See, I know a little bit.
No.
Damn.
So,
you're not gonna have me.
One more redemption question, Trey. Just one more. What group was Cameron a part of?
Wasn't that Dipset?
What'd you say?
Dipset?
Ding, 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 ding.
I give up.
I kind of gave you that. I kind of gave it to you. So
Okay.
All right, we got topics. Let's move on.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Anyway, damn, you already talked about it. She didn't threw me all the way the fuck off.
So the funny thing about it is our first topic, I already set up a segue by talking about the governors, but then we got sidetracked with other shit. So just go ahead, just hammer it in there. Just go ahead, crowbar that bitch right in there.
I'm gonna let you go ahead and leave that one. Actually, I have not broken a crowbar out in a while. Where the fuck is my
Yeah.
All right, so real quick, I'm gonna kind of get it a little bit serious here. Change of pace a little bit. So the Mississippi State House has passed a bill 1020, where essentially they have brought back Jim Crow in the state of Mississippi. They have a separate court system. They have separate police force, judges who are appointed by the state chief justice, essentially for white neighborhoods to be essentially legislated and policed differently. It is been referred to by Jackson, Mississippi Mayor Chokwe Lumumba. It's essentially being compared to apartheid and modern day Jim Crow in 2023 in Mississippi. They've passed this. They're doing a separate but equal thing. Why in 2023, excuse me, is this a thing that we have to deal with? Like the right wing has essentially, like, they keep on trying to deny that they're racist and that they don't want to, oppress and put things back the way they were in the, I mean, honestly, before modern days, before like the 90s, because there was still a bunch of Jim Crow shit going on in the 80s. They're trying to bring these things back. And I find it to be appalling and disappointing that these are battles that we have to fight in 2023. So how are y'all feeling about Mississippi being Mississippi, essentially?
Can I add to that before you ask people their feelings? One part that was kind of left out was all of these officials would be appointed. None of these people would be voted on, right? So you're also essentially taking away people's right to vote on this. They want to appoint people for this. And then on top of that, you're forced to still pay taxes to cover the different costs for this separate but equal type thing, right? So technically speaking, Jacksonville, I believe, is 83% African American.
Mm-hmm.
So their taxes would still go towards those people that have been appointed to these roles, and they have absolutely no say. So you're taking away people's right to vote, and you're also causing further division, is what I should be saying. And then the world is no longer just black and white, right? Let's take that into consideration, right? There is no longer just black people and white people. We have literally every nationality in the United States of America that's represented in every state. May not be large communities, but it's still there, right? So you want to separate people that are basically non-white, and they may not even identify with Black people, but who's going to police them? Now you got your own Asian, coalition. You got your own Pacific Islander. Like, it doesn't make sense. So I just wanted to give y'all that nugget before you give your opinion.
Much like what Jordy 3000 says, white supremacy never left. It just used dog whistles for a couple of decades. And also comic books on YouTube says, not surprised at all. I'm not. I'm not. This is what like Rick Show just said, Mississippi being Mississippi. It's not surprising to me. I wish that more people would get involved and to try to affect change in their areas. I wish there was a way we could do it across the board. But more and more, the longer I'm on this planet, the longer I'm in this country, the more I feel like this shit ain't gonna change. They're gonna keep trying to find a way to fuck us over. And also hang us from trees again. Like they gonna try to do exactly what they want to do to fuck us over. And it's really it's so disheartening, and I get filled with such impotent rage that I don't know what to do. But I'm gonna keep showing up to the polls. I'm gonna keep voting, keep making sure the voices in these topics get heard on any platform that I'm on. But it's like, what the fuck? What can we do?
I mean, tell me you're racist without telling me that you're racist. It's basically essentially what was going on. I mean, like you said, Rita, I mean, they're getting appointed. They're not getting voted in. So, I mean, me going to part of me is like, why the fuck should I even do anything? Because if they're going to appoint it. But at the same time, I'm like, no, I just can't just let this shit happen. I mean, this shit is crazy. And I mean, it's the only thing right there. And I know it just sounds cliche as fuck, but we got to pray for fucking Mississippi. I mean, I'm sorry. It's just like, really, this is the shit that we going through in 2023. In 2023, this has been well over 100 fucking years that we've been going through this bullshit that has been going on. Like, I mean, I'm just going on a little tangent right this second. Like, I'm looking at it from the standpoint of where my father is 60, he'll be 60, 61 this year. On his birth certificate, he was listed as colored. So this shit ain't far away as far as just like racism is concerned. I mean, this shit is just like, this shit is real. And the fact that they actually are saying like, oh, we're not voting for this shit. We're going to appoint you. And, oh, and by the way, you're going to pay us for this shit because it's still taxes. This is some bullshit. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if shit just start going like real sideways in Mississippi, as if it's not going sideways already with Brett Favre's dumbass. I mean, allegedly, before we get sued, because about that other shit. I just, it's a fucking mockery of what's going on in Mississippi. Tennessee as well, by the way. And I know Rick's going to bring that up as well. But yeah.
Well, Rita, did you have anything else you wanted to add before?
No, you pretty much said everything I wanted to say.
Yeah, and so speaking of Tennessee, it's actually a couple things that's happening in Tennessee. So one is a little bit more, one is more serious than the other, but I'm gonna go in order and I'm gonna let y'all react to both. So one is Tennessee lawmaker Paul Sherrill asked, they were talking about a bill concerning punishment and essentially like people being put to death, and he brought up, can we bring back hanging by a tree?
Yep.
So he asked if they could bring back lynchings. Not only so it literally took decades for the Anti-Lynching Act to be passed, and then this person asked if we can put it into a form of punishment. So there's that ass clown. Then there is Tennessee Lieutenant Governor Randy McNally. Do you guys know who Randy McNally is? Well, I
No.
just told you who he is, but anyway. So he's the Lieutenant Governor of Tennessee. He's an older gentleman. He's almost in his 80s. So in Tennessee, they're doing a lot of anti-LGBTQ things and legislation and all of this. Meanwhile, the lieutenant governor is in the Instagram post of a young man who considers himself to be he's a homosexual young man, and he posts a lot of the term is twink thirst traps. And Randy McNally has
what? Wait, please educate me because I don't know what that is.
Skinny.
Skinny?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's well. I don't know if that's all of them. I'm not sure, but
No, I'm
my
just saying
assumption is
I'm ignorant to it. I don't know what that means, so that's why I was asking for clarity. But it's fine.
But essentially, this young man is a homosexual, and he's a model, and he likes to post essentially racy photos of himself, photos that would be considered not safe for work. And Lieutenant Governor Randy McNally has been commenting on them frequently, very very frequently, while also voting against essentially like drag shows and essentially places where people who are part of the LGBTQ community can, essentially safe spaces where they can be able to be themselves and, and live their lives in Tennessee. He's been voting against these things, but while also he's essentially in this young man's DMs trying to see what is good. It's the hypocrisy of the right wingers for me. It's the oh, I'm against this and I'm anti this and that, but at the same time, I want to go out here and I want to do whatever it is that I want to do, and I want to do that behind closed doors, but I'm going to vote against it. The right is rife with things like this. If you do your research and look into, the detail, like they're against helping people, they're against people living their lives and being human beings, but at the same time they're trying to do these things that they're voting against in the dark. And as we all know, what happens in the dark comes to the light eventually. And it's just it's almost comical at this point, the hypocrisy and the just stupidity with which these people conduct themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I'm not surprised again, because we hear so many instances of people doing this stuff in the dark, like you said. I don't understand why there isn't like no, I don't want to say it. I don't understand why you wouldn't put everything that they do on blast. People who are adulterers, people who are hypocrites about their sexuality, they would be constantly exposed if I had my opinion about it. If I could snap my fingers and make it happen, everything they would do in the dark would come to light, so that they could stop.
But when you think about these people in their political positions, they have teams that get rid of stuff like that, right? They have teams that scrub stuff like that. They have teams that are literally paid to protect them. So this is not like you have to have a whistleblower type situation in fairness in order for this kind of stuff to even gain any type of traction. But because there have been so many whistleblowers on a political stance, it's now kind of written into job applications, jobs that you can't be a whistleblower or you risk losing your job. So it makes it a whole lot harder for people who are doing these types of things, people who are engaging in this type of activity, to be kind of caught up on their bullshit or being brought to the mat to explain their actions, because there are so many protections around them that it's like, okay, even if we try, think about it. You got Orange 45 or 46, I'm sorry. You got Orange 46 who's walking around as a free person to this day because of his political protections.
Hey, read a quick question. How much did they say the snitching get paid in Mississippi?
You would ask me.
I read
like,
that.
I'll find out for you and let you know. But then we'll talk about it in the Discord after this.
Yes, if you guys want to continue this conversation, come on in. So, but speaking of, well, no, I really don't have a good transition for this.
There's no real easy
there is no good transition. So because I don't have a real bar, let's go for it. Let's just look. We got time constraints. We moving on to the next fucking topic. Go ahead.
There you go.
Crowbar.
This episode 2 of The Mandalorian dropped Wednesday night. Of course, this has been. I'm still kind of mad because last week he triggered me. He did it on purpose, and I was really about to come into the living room and strangle him. But yeah, Mandalorian season 3, episode 2. We got to see a live action view of the planet Mandalore from the ground, and a lot of shit happened. What did you guys think of this episode? What was? Are you busy? Because I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's going to happen in the future of Mandalore and Dinjaro. Sorry.
Dinjaro.
Put it on the wall. Put it on the wall. Put it on the wall. Put it on the wall.
Fuck you, Herb. We put shit on the wall. Ain't no wall no more, nigga.
Listen, if we gotta put Herb stuff on the wall, in fairness, our stuff, and when I say our, I mean all of us. We need to be on the wall too. I'm just saying.
Wilbur Robinson on YouTube says, so we get Pedro twice a week. Facts, we do, and we are loving it. Yes,
we do.
And did you see him on Hot Ones? Oh, that was fucking hilarious. But anyway, Kenny, we talking about Mandalorian. What did you guys think of this episode? Herb, you're first. Put that on the wall, motherfucker.
Can I go first?
Go.
Rita, you can go first. Go ahead.
Okay, so in fairness, because I'm not like a Star Wars head, I really don't watch it. I'm one of those like gringos, so to speak, that have just kind of like started watching Mandalorian.
Gringo?
Because it sounds right. It sounds right. So I say gringo. I mean, I know it's not right, but it sounded right. It felt right. I was going with what felt right. Okay, I know it's not right. Y'all are listening to me argue with the producer in the background. But anyway, so it felt right. So I'm going with it. Now you fucked up my traction, but it's fine. So I've been watching this show, but I don't have any like pre-knowledge on Mandalore, like any of that stuff. Like I'm just watching it because I think it's a dope ass show. So like when it was like, oh shit, we never saw the monster, I was like, oh shit, they had talked about this before. So when y'all asked me my opinion, I was like, oh, let me think about it because I didn't want to sound stupid because I didn't have one. So okay. I had learned, like by being quiet, sometimes silence is golden, that it was a whole monster this whole time that lived in the living waters. And I was just like, oh. And then that was it.
I mean, cuzzo, I ain't trying to take anything that you just said, but that's literally the same fucking thing that I was thinking. I didn't know much about Mandalore.
I clearly
I'm here for the ride.
Diving because I didn't even know they had a cult. I found out it was like a cult of Mandalore, and I was just like, I learned so much by not saying shit.
This is how y'all feel when I say shit like Cameron.
It's okay. These two niggas over here know more about it. So what? We here for the fucking ride. It's a great ride.
I'm just saying. I'm here for it though. I ain't jump off the bus and be like, hey, y'all can drop me off right here. Like I'm gonna still go with y'all, but I'm gonna be like in the back in the corner because I'm not jumping in the water. I'm not jumping in there. Fuck that. He would have died. Pascal would have been a dead Pascal. That's
totally fair. So for those of you not in, actually, I'm sorry, Rick Stroh, you go ahead.
So I was wondering why both of these niggas was quiet when we was having this discussion earlier, but now I know. So the best part of this season of The Mandalorian to me is the relationship between Bo-Katan and Din Djarin, because Din doesn't want to leave, but he's also holding on to that goddamn dark saber with a death grip, like, and he's just not giving that shit up. And Bo-Katan just has such contempt for him. There is going to be a fight between the two of them before this season ends. But I'm loving that dynamic, especially. So I don't know if you guys realized it with the fight scenes from this week's episode. They essentially alluded to the fact that Bo-Katan ain't to be fucked with. Like, Din was struggling to get
wield it.
Yeah, but she can wield it. But also, even without the dark saber, did you see her dissecting those fucking things that Din was struggling with? Like,
yes,
you know, it just shows that she is the more like. And when she looked at Grogu, it was just like, "Oh, you thought your dad was the only Mandalorian?"
Exactly.
Like, I'm a badass too. I'll fuck some shit up around here. So yeah, like I'm absolutely loving that. But also, I mean, like somebody said in the comments, this getting 2 episodes, getting Pedro Pascal twice a week is so beautiful. And what's you gonna say, Trey?
I was going to say I disagree that there's going to be a fight. So for those of you, what I was going to say before we moved on, for those of you that are not in the know, what we essentially saw, so put it in perspective, imagine insert religious figure here, Jesus Christ, had a T-Rex that was his best friend. And it's just hypothetically
having a
just
T-Rex
imagine-
as a friend. I could see it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So it was the last T-Rex in existence, or T-Rex roamed the earth back then, but they went extinct over time, but he actually tamed one. Nobody else could do it. And then there's an entire religious sect that believes that the T-Rex is the symbol of their importance and their religion, and people who are become agnostic, not agnostic, what people who don't believe anymore, no longer care. That's the sect that she's from, but then is from the sect that's still uber religious. Now, what we've just seen is proof of Jesus's T-Rex in the waters, in the living waters. This brings the de facto leader of the Mandalorians under that sect, making them join up. She realizes, I never beat you. She turns it over to him. She becomes uber religious. We never see her face again. These are the things that I think is going to happen. That's why it's very important that she got to see the Mythosaurus. She actually saw it. It looked at her, and that's why she gasped like audibly, even though she's underwater, like, "Oh shit, it's real! Jesus is real! My life is a lie!" That's what she was just going through as the episode ended. So that's why I disagree with Rick Stroh was saying.
You just called Jesus Christ Moon Girl.
That's what you took from all of that.
No, you still once you said he's Jesus Christ and he has a T-Rex, it was just like this nigga just called Jesus Christ Moon Girl with Devil Dinosaur. All right, guys.
As long as you use the right pronouns, we should be fine. It's cool. They. There we go. Just use the right pronouns. That's it. That's all I ask.
The finale.
And this is no shade. Just use. I mean, they works for everybody, right? It should at least.
Man.
Now clip that, please.
Yeah.
I
was excited.
No, real shit though, Trey. I agree with everything you said. That was like a spiritual awakening for
Bo-Katan.
I apologize that it wasn't my journey, because I was just like, oh, it's a monster in the water. Oh shit, he had
it's dope though.
Oh shit, she gonna save him.
Hey, real quick.
Like, my experience was just not the same.
I love the body language from this episode of The Mandalorian, because even the Mythosaur underwater, like these niggas disturbing the water, the Mythosaur looked up like, nigga, I was asleep.
Man, but nah, this has been a great episode. Be sure to check out Last of Us tonight, because we will be talking about that next week.
Are we going to live stream it? Should we live stream it? I don't have a show tonight.
That we need to catch up.
I don't think we can't do it this week. We can't do it this week, Trey. But we definitely gonna look at it. We're gonna have opinions on it.
That's gonna be topic 1 next week. How about that?
Yeah.
That'll be the first topic next week.
The whole series will be topic 1, because
and be sure to go into the Discord, because we will be talking more about all the things we talked about today. And as always, guys, like, share, subscribe. Up to it, down to it. Fuck those who don't do it. We do it because we used to it. Drink, motherfucking drink. Go to Etsy and get that merch.